My name is Priscilla. I spent 10 years in the Marine Corps. I was stationed here in Southern California and deployed out of here to Iraq. And then I was stationed in Washington, D.C. at Headquarters Marine Corps. I was a combat correspondent in the Marine Corps. We were responsible for telling the Marine Corps story as public affairs. I had a very unique experience in public affairs. It's the one MOS, I think, in the service that you really get to see the whole extent of the Marine Corps. I think I faced the same challenges most veterans struggle. I think specifically Marines were so indoctrinated to the Marine Corps. For us, being a Marine is who you are. It's your identity, especially when you join straight out of high school like I did. I literally grew up in the Marine Corps. My struggle was finding my way in the civilian world. And so the hardest part was the loss of identity, you know, the struggle of navigating this essentially new world. A lot of the anxiety and the depression that I have come from the experience of living with a spouse with PTSD. He had nightmares. He was overly aggressive at some points. He drank heavily. He smoked marijuana. He was using it to mask symptoms of something he constantly denied he had. I felt an obligation to him as a Marine, you know, never leave a Marine behind. But it came to a point where I realized that for my own mental health and that of my children, I had to get out. He, like so many others, didn't want that stigma attached to him. But until you embrace it, you can't fix it. And so it came to a point where I realized he wasn't going to get the help that he needed. And that was what led me to make the decisions that I did. And it wasn't even until after I left that I started to notice, you know, that was when my own anxiety and depression really started to surface. The depression manifested itself very slowly. I don't think I identified it when it came, but for me, it was just I constantly felt a weight. No matter what I did, no matter what was happening, no matter how good things were going, I always felt I was sad. I was sad. It was honestly about 8 months post-transition. I was home in New York, and I was driving, and I had my first anxiety attack. For everybody, it manifests itself differently, but for me, my ears were burning, and my whole face felt like it was tingling, and my lips felt numb, and my heart was racing, and my palms were sweaty. And I remember kind of just talking myself down, like, what is wrong with you? Relax. There's not, like, you're not going to be hurt. And I was just sitting in traffic. And then I called my mom and I told her what happened. And she was actually the one who suggested, she's like, maybe you should go talk to somebody at the VA. And I did. My counselor, he was a civilian, but he was so down to earth and connected. And he really made you feel like he cared about you. You weren't just a number. It was very liberating. I always felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders every time I went. He helped me pinpoint a lot of points in my life and certain decisions I made, and a lot of healing came from it outside of anything related to my military experience. I was able to enjoy my children more. I was able to enjoy my time with my family more. I really do ask this to almost every veteran that I interact with, you know, like, have you registered with the VA? Are you using the veteran services besides the GI Bill that are available to you? Because a lot of them don't even realize the extent and how many there truly are. No matter what you're feeling, somebody else is feeling that way too. And that's really the main takeaway, you know, like, you're not alone and somebody else feels the same way you do.